Hello, my beautiful friends. It is once again time for us to practice mindfulness together. Again, my goal here is to demystify mindfulness as much as possible and make engaging in a regular practice something that is easy and accessible for you and something that you want to then do on your own, even. That would be great. So, once again, as a reminder, my definition of mindfulness is incredibly simple. Mindfulness is a special way of paying attention to the present moment with curiosity instead of judgment. That's it. We're just paying attention to the present moment, noticing what we notice, and going from there. So you tune into your breath and you just notice whatever you notice going on within you, whatever you notice going on around you, your thoughts, your emotions, sensations, sounds that you hear, anything like that. And if you notice that your mind wanders completely away from the present moment, it goes off into the past and rummages around back there, or it goes forward off into the future. Hey, we've all been there. It's no big deal. It happens to all of us. And you just kindly and gently guide your focus back to your breath. There's no need to curse yourself out or berate your wandering mind. There's no need to beat yourself up in that moment and go, "Oh, God, no, I'm supposed to be present. I'm supposed to be in the present moment." You don't need to do any of that. It's not a big deal. You just kindly and gently guide your focus back to your breath and back to the present moment. It's simple, it's gentle. You rinse and repeat as many times as needed in the session. And even if you do that 1,000 times in one session, that's still a successful mindfulness meditation. And one of my favorite things about mindfulness is that it lays a really beautiful foundation for any personal development or mindset work that any of us want to do. Because at its core, mindfulness is awareness, and awareness equals choices. So, the more we practice becoming aware of our thoughts and emotions during mindfulness meditation, the easier it becomes to notice our thoughts and emotions throughout our day and then adjust our mindset and our focus as needed. We get to choose what do we want to do with this new information that we're gathering as we become more aware of our thoughts and emotions in general. So, we can choose to keep replaying that audition and questioning the performance that maybe we were so proud of only hours before. Or we can choose to kindly and gently guide our focus back to our initial positive thoughts and feelings about that work. Because maybe when we first finished that tape, we were like, yeah, all right, okay, felt good. I'm going to send that off. And then, a couple hours later, you're like, well, but maybe that one moment really wasn't all that good. And maybe it really wasn't that great of a tape. And do we want to keep spiraling in that direction? Or do we want to go back to our initial feelings and thoughts about the tape? The choice is ours. And we can even choose in those moments to affirm for ourselves, I did my work is done, I'm moving on with my day. Because it's so easy for our mind to start tanking us when we get a little bit of distance, because it's like, yeah, but what if, what if, what if, what if, what if? No, I did my work is done, I'm moving on with my day. But that mindful awareness of our unhelpful self-critical thoughts about that audition, that's the first step in deciding to make those new choices, the choices that serve us better, that serve our mindset much better. Because if we don't notice, oh, hey, wait a second, I'm torturing myself about this audition. Do I want to keep doing that? If we don't notice that, then we stay stuck in that kind of icky, angsty stuff of the self-tape, all that self-tape self-doubt that can creep in. And it becomes our choice whether or not we want to do that. So let's go ahead and practice together now. If you're driving, I'm going to once again caution you about this. Maybe put this side of the podcast aside, this moment of the podcast aside, if you're doing something that requires your full attention in order to be safe. please come back to this at a later time. It will be available to you. In fact, I figured out a way where I can just plant it right in the middle of the Substack. So you don't have to like fast forward to this moment in the podcast or in the YouTube video. You can just go to the Substack and find it, and you'll just like scroll and you'll see a little audio embedded thing, and you can just click on it and you can practice at a time that works best for you. But if you're able to practice with us live now, let's go ahead and settle our bodies and just start to tune into your breath. You don't have to change your breath in any way. Just notice the inhales and the exhales. Find your friend, the breath, wherever they are today. And allow your body to relax into whatever surface is supporting you. So if that's a chair or a couch, let that furniture support you and take your weight. If you're standing, go ahead and really feel your feet planted firmly on the floor. And let yourself ground into your space even more. And then as you continue having a conversation with your breath, noticing what it's doing today in this moment, just start to gently see what else you notice in your present moment. Maybe there are thoughts dancing in your mind, and you can just notice those, accept them, be a little curious about what they're doing in general. But just notice them without attaching to them. Just notice them neutrally. Ah, thinking. And then gently return your focus to your breath. Likewise, maybe you notice a particular feeling, emotion, or mood is present within your body and mind. And maybe you can be curious about that for a moment. And again, just sort of notice it neutrally. What is this feeling inside me? Where do I feel it in my body? How is it impacting the thoughts in my mind? And again, just noticing with curiosity instead of judgment. There's really no such thing as good emotions, bad emotions. Emotions are all neutral. Some may feel more pleasant to experience in the body and the mind. But even that we can get curious about. And that can be really helpful to us as actors, getting curious about our emotions and our emotional life. Just noticing whatever we notice. But again, always staying mindfully aware that this is a part of our present moment. We're not going to attach to this emotion. We're not going to get carried away with it or get lost in it. We're just observing it. And then gently coming back to our breath. If we notice that our mind completely wanders away from the present moment, staying with our breath and just noticing what we notice inside us and around us. I've been hearing some airplanes. I've just been noticing them. They're a part of my present experience. So again, I'm just focusing on my breath and noticing what's present in this moment for me. Now we're going to bring this mindful moment to a close. So just noticing what you notice, maybe inviting some gentle movement into your body as you get ready to bring more of your senses back online, especially if you had your eyes closed. And then whenever you're ready, if your eyes were closed, you can go ahead and open them. Fun fact, my screensaver came on during that little session, and I noticed it while I was guiding because my computer screen, I noticed a change in my computer screen. I was like, oh, something changed on my computer screen. I don't know what that was. Okay. And I kept going. And then I all of a sudden was greeted by beautiful trees on my Mac screen here. So that was fun. A little behind the scenes fun fact for you. So that was mindfulness, and it was delightful and wonderful. And while we're all kind of basking in the afterglow of that little mindfulness session, I always feel much sort of calmer and more centered and just sort of relaxed after sessions like that. I want to remind you of all the many, many, many benefits of mindfulness. I gave an example earlier about becoming more aware of our thoughts and emotions throughout the day and how that can give us more choice and more agency in our lives, which I think is really great. Heightening our awareness is always a really, really good thing, especially in any personal development or mindset work that we want to do. But practicing mindfulness can also help us just relieve tension and stress from our body and mind. I mean, I know I feel infinitely more relaxed. I've released a lot of tension from my body through that session. It can help you calm your nerves before doing that big scene, whether it's on set or it's for an audition. I mean, I always feel like in mindfulness, I come to a place of neutrality in my body where there isn't a lot of, I don't know, there's not a lot of Amy emotional life going on. Like I come to a neutral place so that then I could maybe put my character and their emotional life, their circumstances, their imagined circumstances onto me, but from a place of neutrality because I've brought myself to a place of neutrality through practicing mindfulness. So there's another benefit for you. It helps you stay present in your craft, really listening and reacting moment to moment. It can help you get out of your head in auditions and get present in the moment and stay focused on whatever it is that your character wants. You're not thinking about, oh, what does casting want? How can I book this job? You're instead focused on, no, no, no. The work here is, what does my character want? My character doesn't care about booking a job. My character cares about whatever's happening in this scene and getting what they want in this scene. Mindfulness can also help you notice when your inner critic is being really mean to you, so that then you can decide, do I want to keep listening to this little MFer? Or do I want to maybe activate some self-kindness? Do I want to do something to nurture myself right now? And start taking that guy down, letting that voice go. Mindfulness can also help you become less judgmental of both yourself with that little inner critic, and maybe less judgmental of other people. And it can also help you start to gently question if some of your dominant thoughts, the thoughts that you think a lot, kind of your general mindset, might actually be holding you back in your career. Maybe it's just a bunch of limiting beliefs and things that are holding you back in life in general. You can just start to gently question those things, because it's not so helpful when we kind of aggressively attack our mindset and our thoughts. That can get a little tricky there. But if we gently start questioning, is that something that I want to keep believing? Is that really true? Whatever the thought is that is in there. And we can just gently start to question these things, because mindfulness helps us approach all of our thoughts, all of our emotions, everything that's going on within us from this place of neutrality and of curiosity. I wonder. I wonder about that. So these are all really great benefits of mindfulness. These are things that I love about mindfulness. And these benefits are immediate, like you'll start to notice them immediately practicing in a session, and then they're cumulative, meaning that regular practice, even just 10 minutes a day, makes all of these great benefits more and more and more and more accessible to you over time. And that's why I want to get us all practicing as much as possible, because it just takes practice. It just takes sticking with this and continuing to come back and continuing to bring yourself to a place of mindful presence in your life. And you'll continue to see these benefits more and more and more. So that's why I want us all practicing as much as possible. That's why I'm committed to bringing you these little mindfulness sessions throughout your month, basically. And then also, speaking of mindfulness, I have a very specific mindfulness meditation that is meant for that moment before you're going to do a big scene or before you're going to do an audition, where it's going to help you calm your nerves and let go of all those distracting thoughts that I mentioned about, like, how can I book this? What do they want? What am I supposed to do with this scene? You're going to let all that go, and you're going to focus in on what your character wants, because that's really what's going on. What's going on for your character in the scene, that's the work, and that's where you want your focus. You don't want your focus on, I want to book this. How do I book this? Of course, we want to book things. But in order to book things, we have to focus on the work and be present in the work. And so this free meditation is available to you, and it will help you stay focused on the work. And of course, there are links everywhere that you would expect to find links. The other thing that I have links for you everywhere throughout Substack, the podcast notes, the YouTube video, is around a free complimentary session. Free complimentary? Yes, that's a little bit redundant, but that's okay. If you're ready to transform your actor mindset in general, you want to learn more about mindfulness, you want to transform your actor mindset using mindfulness and using a bunch of other life coach tools and things like that, I can definitely help you with that. And I offer a free session. And rest assured, it's not a sales call. It's literally just a time of connection. We connect for an hour, we talk about what's going on with you, and you leave with some specific actionable ideas that you can start applying right away to start gently shifting your mindset, taking better care of yourself, maybe taking better care of your mind at least, and helping yourself out a little bit more as an actor and how you approach your mindset overall. So that free session is available to you, and I encourage you to go and take advantage of that. Again, links are everywhere. And if in the meantime you want sort of just some specific tiny tools that would help you de-stress in general and help you calm down and release tension from your mind and body throughout your day and sort of general stress that you might be feeling, I have an ebook. It's called Accessing Calm. And these are mindfulness tools that I use on the go all the time to calm my body down, release tension and stress, and stop my mind from spinning out of control with frustration and worry. And they help me get through everything in life. So the morning rush off to school and diving into work on my business. And then also they help me calm down before I hit record on a self tape. And they help with the general stress of the world and all of that craziness. It's a really quick read, and there are video demonstrations of all of the tools. So you get to watch me demonstrate the tool, and you can do it with me, and then you take it and do it on your own. And it's a lot of fun, I think. And it's $7, so you can go pick that up for yourself. Again, there are links everywhere you'd expect to find links, and I encourage you to do that. And then finally, if you are a member of the SAG-AFTRA Los Angeles Conservatory, I have some upcoming mindfulness workshops. I host these online, and I'm hosting one in October and one in November, and it's exclusively, again, for members of the SAG-AFTRA Los Angeles Conservatory. So again, you have to be a member of SAG-AFTRA, the Actors Union, and you have to be a member of the Los Angeles Conservatory. That membership is $45 for a full year, and there are a ton of classes that you can take. Everything from various different acting techniques and acting classes to businessy type classes to voiceover things to audition stuff to like there's just a ton of stuff there. And once you pay your $45, you go access any of this stuff that you want. There's some of them are in person at the SAG building, the SAG-AFTRA building in Los Angeles, and some of them are online. Mine are online because that's just easier. You can be comfortable in your space while you're learning about mindfulness. And my workshop is Mindfulness 101, Empower Your Craft and Your Career with Your Presence. So you can come learn about mindfulness and the many advantages that it offers performers. You can experience a guided mindfulness meditation and explore the benefits of developing a daily mindfulness practice. And you can even learn some quick centering tools that you can use in auditions and on set. So it's a really fun time. People have seemed to really like it so far, the workshops that I've hosted, and I would love to see you there. So again, if you're a member of the SAG-AFTRA Los Angeles Conservatory, you can go to their website and find their calendar and sign up for that. And there are links everywhere you'd want to find links so that you can go and do that. And if you're not a member, you can then sign up and then access the calendar. So there you go. That's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed our mindfulness time together. And I hope that you're developing a practice on your own. And I really want that for you because I think mindfulness is going to help you in a lot of ways, both as an actor and as a human. It's changed my life in a lot of ways, and I really encourage you to continue practicing on your own. All right, take care. Bye.